Hey folks, Gary here, doing the daily Bible reading for Thursday morning, and we're doing Psalm 106, verses 13 to 15 today. And like I said in the previous days, hey Cole, Cole's kind of smooching in here or something. He's doing something. Anyways, like I said previously, the psalm is a historical psalm. The psalmist is talking about the past and the things that took place. In Psalm 105, he's talking about how God was really, really good to the Israelites and all the great things he did for them. Psalm 106 talks about a lot of the same things, but it talks about the unfaithfulness of the Israelites and how God is still faithful even in our unfaithfulness. So let's take a look at verses 13 to 15. And it says, "But they soon forgot his works." How is that possible? They forgot God's works. I read that. That's the very first beginning, like the beginning of it right here. And I go, how did they forget his works? Like, how do you forget the Red Sea? How do you forget that there's a cloud that you're following? How do you forget that pillar of fire at night? Like, you would think, wow, but they got used to it. It became commonplace for them. They forgot God's works. They did not wait for his counsel, but they had a wanton craving in the wilderness. That's when they really wanted meat. How you take us out here to starve? We want meat. And they harassed Moses, and he went to God, and they put God to the test in the desert. That's what it says here. So they had a wanton craving in the wilderness and put God to the test in the desert. He gave them what they asked, but sent a wasting disease among them. So God gave them what he asked. I don't know if you remember from Psalm 105 and also in Exodus, he gave them the quail and had as much as they could eat, but some of them died because of that quail. He gave it to them to prove that he was God, but he also punished them as well for it. And I read that and I go, he gave them what they asked. Be careful what you're asking for. You keep asking and asking and asking, and sometimes God will say, okay, go ahead. But there's consequences in it, and you can't blame God for that because you kept saying, I want this. It says they did not wait for his counsel. They were not walking in the will of the Lord. This is so important. When you pray for God's will in your life. Pray for God to do the things that he wants to do in your life. Don't demand your will. Always ask for his, and then step out and walk in it, because it's so much better and safer. So God is good. Always ask for his will, and his will be awesome.